live.
Two.
Take two. Hello, bonjour, bonsoir.
If you look in the Zoom section, it tells you exactly when you're live.
Okay, right. So I'm looking in the Zoom section to say exactly when I'm live. Webinar is now streaming live on Facebook. So I need to be looking at this screen to know exactly when I'm live. Yeah. Bonjour, bonsoir, hello, goodbye. No, not goodbye yet.
No, goodbye.
I've done the goodbye once already this evening because we had technical problems. So hopefully that won't be the case now. Now, the thing is, now I'm mesmerized because I'm looking at myself on a screen, and what I need to be doing is saying hello, which I've just done. My name is Caroline from Bubbly Maths, and I'm here presenting resources to you from the Aiming High website, which is a resource from the basic activities made by AIMSEC, which provides professional development for teachers in Africa and bursaries for teachers that teach in disadvantaged and rural areas. And these are great resources. I've got the lovely Yvette here producing for me tonight. And thank goodness, because boy, have I had more problems than ever getting this party started. So I'm going to now share the screen. Tonight is spin high, spin low. I'm going to show you what you're going to need. And hopefully it's going to work. This is great. Okay, so far so good. So I have put in the description, you have a link to the resource. You can print that out, or you can make yourself a little 10 edged spinner like this. It's a decagon, and you can make it by hand, but all of those must be the same. So you've got to work out how to make a precise decagon there, or print it out and if you can, and cut it out. If you can't print it out and you don't, I'm sorry.
It's upside down.
It's upside down on the computer. It's the right way up there. Is it upside down on the? How do you know it's upside down? Sorry, folks.
Okay. No, Karen. Sorry.
So yes, and then if you can't print one out or can't make one, then there are some very simple things you can do. One, well, if you happen to have, you're a gamer and you happen to have a D10, then you can use a D10. I just got those, so I'm quite just happy to have those. But the simplest thing of all is I collect white cardboard boxes. If I find some white cardboard, it don't go anywhere. It stays right here. So what I do is I cut them out, make them more or less the same size. You can take more care about it than I have, clearly. And what you do is you get all the different numbers, and then so that you can work with early years that can't actually, they might know, they might be able to say their numbers, but they can't not too clear about what they are, or the correlation between the symbol and the quantity. You can put them little dots on the back. Now you can use normal brown cardboard as well. You don't have to use, look at that, there's nothing on there. What could that number possibly be? Ha ha. And so we've got numbers on the back of all, dots on the back of all of these. So we're going to start playing the game, and we're going to start playing the game for early years. So what we do is we put all the numbers in a hat or a box or something. We're going to use this one for the early years. So for the early years, I'm going to close my eyes, pick out a number, and what we can do, we're going to start off with early years, saying who's going to get the biggest number. So we might have, at the very least, there'll be two of you. So there's, oh my goodness, one of you's got a 1 and one of you's got a 9. Which is the biggest number? Well, it's the number with most dots. And you can count the dots nice and carefully. And you can also get something to represent the quantity. So you might have some toys, you might have whatever you want. Or if you just use Tiddlywinks, there's one Tiddlywink. And for this one, you'd have 9 Tiddlywinks and set them out. And you can see there very clearly which number is larger, which number has most Tiddlywinks. So that's the first level of this very, very simple game you can play. The next game is, so that's just play that with the little ones and see, just do it multiple times. Just keep doing that time after time after time, because it takes time for young learners to get used to, for most young learners to get used to the meaning the value of 9, the nineness of 9, and the oneness of 1. So that's that. Now, a little bit older, we can maybe get 2 out. I'm going to get the first 2. I'm going to get 1 out. And now we want to make the largest number. And we're going to make the largest number picking 2 out. So we picked out our first one. We have to decide where we're going to put it. So shall we put it there? We want to make the largest number. We put it there or there. If we put it there, what is our next number going to be? What is the chances it's going to be larger than 7? Because we no longer have a 7. We've taken the 7 out of the box, out of the hat. Is that going to be a good place? Well, let's put it there and see what happens. Just take a second one, and you learn from experience. Oh, right. Now, we're talking about fairly young learner. Once we've got, but let me just say, we can start that. No, it has to be 2 digits, but you can make the first one just 0 or 1. So you're limiting this to be up to 20. So if you make sure that's either 0 or 1, then there is less of a decision, but you could certainly introduce the value of 0 and 1 by controlling that. So like if we put 0 in there, is that a bigger number, or is that a bigger number? And then you can look on the back. Oops, can't count those dots because that's not one with the dots. I brought the wrong one out of the box. Is that a bigger number? You can count the dots, which would be there, or is that a bigger number? Count the dots, and you'll see you can't count the dots on that one. This is worth 10. Sorry, this would be worth 10, and so you'd bring for every one of these, you'd have 10 dots. You'd be counting 10. You get a visual representation of the fact that this is worth 10, and that is only every 7 of those is 7 dots. 1 of those is 10 dots. Okay, now, and if it was 2, it would be 20 dots. So now we're a little bit older, we've got that, so we're going to just start playing the game. So I'm going to play the game, and okay, I've got a 9. Oh, well, I want the largest number. Is there a number larger than 9? So I'm going to put the number there. I get the next one out, and 9. Oh, good thing I didn't put that in that big one. That's worth 10 nines, that's 90, and that's worth 0 ones, so it's still 90 plus 0, that's 90. It's 90. So that's a pretty big number, and you can have everyone playing their own. You can have multiple ones of these, or you can have, everyone can have their little box, and everyone can decide, you can pull them out like bingo, say, right, we have a 9, where are you going to put it? And then everyone can compare and see who's got the largest number. You can play that game as they get used to numbers up to 100. And then we're going to play the game with 3 digits. So now it gets more interesting. Pull the first one out. It's an 8. Now, we're now not going to go for the largest number. Well, we can do. Let's start with the largest number, and then let's play for a different one. So I think if I want the largest number, there's a pretty good chance I'm not going to get a 9. So I'm playing safer. I'm going to get an 8 there. Next one out is 4. What the largest number? Well, I really would like the tens number, the one that's worth 10, to be worth more than 4. So I'm hoping I'm going to get a big number in there. Oh, 3. Okay, so because once you've decided where you're placing them, that's where you're placing them. If everyone was playing, then you'd actually be writing. I'll put it in pencil here so I can rub it out. You've all got your little squares, and you'll be writing out your numbers and rubbing them out, or you can use your little whiteboard. Okay, so that's that. Now the question is, can you make that number bigger? What is the biggest number that you can make? Compare everybody's number, and then think, okay, have we got the biggest number that we can possibly make with those 3 numbers? So now we're going to change it slightly. We're going to say we're going to make the number that is closest. Because what is the largest number that we can have? That's another question you can ask. What is the largest number you can have where you only have one number one of each number. So you've got 1 of 0, 1 of 1, 1 of 2, 1 of 3, 1 of 4, then you've got 1 of each. What is the largest number you can have? That's another nice question. And now we're going to go for the number that's closest to 100. And see if you can get a number that's closest to 100. So let's see. You can change the rules. You can make, oh, 2. Well, now it could be closest to 100 if we put it there. And that is a low number. So I'm going to say, well, let's hope we don't get a 0 or a 1. But basically, it can't be any less now than 200 because we put the 2 there. It's not possible for it to be less. I've got my eyes closed. I can't see it. 4. Phew. Okay, we want the number that's closest. So does it want to go there? If it's a bigger number, it's not going to be worth as much, but it will go there and hope to get a smaller number. Well, there's only 3 other numbers. We've got 3, 2, 1, and 0 to go there, and there's a lot more big numbers, so we have to think about that, and that's part of the game. Thinking about what are the possibilities, and it's 0. So is that the number, using those 3 numbers, is that the one that's going to bring us closest to 100? So 240. What's the largest number we could have got with those 3? What's the smallest number we could have got with those 3? Which is the closest to 100? Well, 204 is closer than 240, and you can use a number line as well. You can draw a number line to make it this clear. This is assuming the person is, this can start at 0, 100, make it nice and even, 200, 300, you can go up to 1,000, and you can see, okay, that's there, there's 100 there, it was up here, it was 240 was up here, 204 is there. Can we make a number that's closer to 100? What if we made it 42? Is 42 closer to 100 than 402? That's the question. And that's where we're really doing our maths and thinking about it and getting with it. Got to be very clear that this is worth 4 hundreds, this is worth no tens, this is worth 2 units. So it's just worth 2. Okay, so now we're going to play the game, take it to another level, and we can keep taking it to further levels. We can go as large as we like with this, and we're now going to go. Let's see what other variations we've got here. Because in this resource, we've got lots of ideas. And the idea is to play the game and learn at the same time. So always be asking, can we, who's got the highest one? Could anybody have got a highest one? Could anybody have got a lower one? And now, let's see. You can use a decimal point. So we could actually put a decimal point in here and we could practice our decimals. It doesn't have to be with 2 decimal places. We could use it, have two digits with 1 decimal place. And then once you get to the really high learners, really actually work out those probabilities. So you can not just, you wouldn't even be guessing, you wouldn't even be using instinct. Once you know how to work out probabilities, you can practice that, you can use that in this game to win. Ha. So play for fun and think to win. That's the concept behind it. And yes, and then you can use fractions, and there's some information in the resource pack about doing the probabilities. So I hope you enjoy this game. Play it. It's so simple. It's so easy to play. Oh, I didn't show you the spinner. Here's the spinner. This is how it works. So cut out the spinner from the resource, from the activity. I think I've got a hole in this already made, and I'll use my hole. Take a bit of cardboard, stick your decagon onto the bit of cardboard. Now, where's my pencil? Here it is. Now, what I've done here is I've simply opened out paper clip. If you've got any rigid wire, any wire, even the wires, the wires that wrap your twisty wires, the cable wires, they work. And in this case, I've just opened it out, taken out, straightened one of the edges, and then put that in there. Put the pencil in through the hole, and the reason for that is it keeps it nice and rigid. And this has got plenty of movement there. Let me get my hand out of the way so you can see, and just flick it. Hey, I've got an 8. Right, so that's our first number. We can all use that. And you can use this in a classroom. This is designed originally for teachers. But everyone can make their own guesses. The longer the number, the lower the probability of getting the number you want, and the earlier in the game, the more control you've got. I mean, the last one, you've got a 1 in 10 chance of getting the number that you want the last time that it's in. So that's the second one, a 7, and another 7. In this case, this is a slightly different game. And the probabilities will be different because we don't only have 10 numbers this time. Although you could play it that way, you could just put everything back. Put everything back in the bowl every time. You could play it that way as well. So in which case it would be an identical game to this one. Or you could play it where you only have use the numbers and only have one of each number. Okay, and now we have all that's. If you're not too sure, you can always spin it again. Whoops, that might got caught on my thumb. And now we've got 9, and those would be our numbers to see if we can make the highest or the lowest number, or you could go for whatever number you wanted to do. If you've got a particularly challenging number, you can just work on it. So just play and have the learners decide on what rules they want to go for. That's a really great, nice way too. So we're thinking mathematically, we're being logical, we're using what we know in one topic, which is numbers, and we're using it in a different topic, which is probabilities. Now, even though you might never have heard the word probability, your mind is still, you've got a very clever thing in your head. Your mind is still using what you know, your experience of life, to actually work on those probabilities, even if you don't even know you're doing it. You are doing it. You're thinking, is that it? It comes very quickly that you realize, wait, if I put the 8 there, then what happens? You're doing a bit of strategy. And your many decisions in life depend on probability. Many, many, many decisions in life. So the more you practice applying what you know about probability, even if you're not doing it consciously, the better you will be at making decisions. That's the way it is. So I hope you've enjoyed this game. I hope you play this game. Let me just stop the lives, this thing, so that stop share. So hello, and the idea is that, oh yes, if you are on YouTube, please do subscribe to our YouTube channels. That's the Maths Toys YouTube channel and the Bubbly Maths YouTube channel, and I will be sharing a link later on when it's been uploaded for a video on doing this. And then there is the Bubbly Maths YouTube channel where all these lives are being uploaded, and there's also lots of videos doing maths with soap bubbles and balloons and other things, Guinness World Records, all kinds of things. And then please do share these videos if you're enjoying what we're doing on this, on the Making Maths Fun for Kids of All Ages group. Please do share the videos, and just put a post on your own profile with a link to here as well. That'd be fantastic. And then the other really great resource is the AIMSEC Facebook page, where you can go if you just want a moment of like switch on your brain. You can go and search down. There's loads and loads and loads and loads of just little memes with ideas of things to do. Just find one that grabs your attention and think about it. And even if you don't solve it, that will have the effect of literally opening your mind, switch on your brain, and giving you a little bit of a reset and setting you in good stead for your next activity. So thank you for joining us. Now we're going to have a look-see. Somewhere here, there should be, that didn't, okay, that hasn't come up. So let me just see if I can find did you share it as a watch party? You did, okay. Got the lovely Yvette here helping, and I'm not seeing it here. So if I can't see it, I can't comment on it. But what I'll do is if I'll go and say hello afterwards. Oh, what's this note? I will look later when it comes up. So it's not, I can't see it on here yet. I'm really sorry. I can only comment if I can see it. But I've got the, whoopsie, I've got that one, but I can't see any comments. So if you have been here, thank you so much, whoever you are, and I can't see who you are, so I can't comment. But I can say thank you for coming and see you. Now, next one will be at 9 o'clock tomorrow, and then 10 o'clock. I think I've made a decision though. I think in future, we're not going to do Sunday mornings. I'm going to take Sunday mornings off. So tomorrow morning, we will do the 9 o'clock. We're going to just play the game. I'm not even going to explain it. We're just going to play. We're just going to think of all the games to play. And then 10 o'clock, we'll do play the game for early years. So those of you that have a young learner at home who's just starting to understand their numbers or hasn't even started to understand their numbers, then that'll be what we do at 10 o'clock tomorrow. And then 8 o'clock tomorrow night, as I'm doing now, we'll be talking more about just preparing you for Monday morning, which is where we'll be doing more home education maths rather with this resource, with this game. So I look forward to seeing you there. And I am now searching for, this might be the live that's coming up, but it's just taking too long, I'm afraid, to come up. So thank you for joining us, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. From myself and the lovely Yvette, who's here as our producer. Here you go, there she is. Bye. Thank you for your help, Yvette. I've had quite an interesting evening with this. Thank you.